The manufacturer Hisense, known and appreciated for its large screen solutions and laser projectors, now wants to prove that it can impress not only in terms of picture quality, but also has a say in sound. To this end, Hisense presents the new wireless sound system HTSATURN, which has been tuned in collaboration with the French sound specialist Devialet and is offered at a very attractive price. How the new system performs in practice, what features it offers, and where there might be weaknesses, you'll find out now in the video. So hello and welcome to our video channel. Make yourselves comfortable, buckle up, and let's get started. Already at the IFA 2024 in Berlin, Hisense confidently presented the new HTSATURN wireless sound system to the world public. Originally announced for a market launch in the same year, the system disappeared from the scene and thus from the focus of many observers. It wasn't until CES 2025 that it made its unexpected comeback. Hisense used the time since the first presentation to improve the concept and finally presented the revised version in Las Vegas. The HTSATURN wireless sound system tuned by Devialet. We already reported on this revised version as part of our first look video directly from CES in Las Vegas. Now, almost 6 months later, we finally have the first pre-sample from Hisense in our hands and can get a real impression of the sound. Because although the system was already on display at the trade fair, it was not connected and thus remained silent. Consisting of 4 active satellite speakers, a compact 6.5-inch subwoofer, a central control unit, and a remote control. Design-wise, the system relies on a modern, timeless design language in matte black combined with subtle design elements. The speakers themselves are designed in 2 parts. The upper area is in elegant matte black, while the lower part is covered with a high-quality black acoustic fabric. A combination that impresses both technically and visually. Visually, the system is quite appealing, but in terms of feel, it is rather simple, which is particularly noticeable in the material impression of the plastic surfaces. With quite compact dimensions of about 20 by 12.5 by 12.5 centimeters, the 4 identical speakers can be discreetly positioned in the room. For maximum flexibility, a wall mounting system is included. Due to the integrated upward firing modules for reproducing the height channels in Dolby Atmos, free placement with unobstructed upward radiation is required. Closed furniture like shelves or compartments are not suitable. The subwoofer itself measures about 40 by 24 by 24.5 centimeters and blends seamlessly into modern living spaces with its simple matte black housing. The Tuned by Devialet sticker underlines the sound tuning by the renowned audio partner, but can be removed without residue if desired. The central control unit of the Hisense HTSATURN, the so-called hub, forms the heart of the system and takes over the wireless communication with all speakers and ensures stable, low-latency audio transmission that perfectly synchronizes the sound, even with complex surround formats like Dolby Atmos or DTS-X. A special highlight is the triple wireless connection over the frequency bands 2.4, 5.2 and 5.8 GHz. This clever bandwidth choice allows for an interference-free connection even in environments with many Wi-Fi or Bluetooth devices. Thus, each speaker element can be freely positioned in the room without having to worry about signal loss or cabling. The hub itself has an HDMI ARC connection, which allows for lossless audio transmission from the TV and, at the same time, allows control via the TV remote control. Additionally, a 4K HDMI pass-through is available, so a playback device like a Blu-ray player, streaming box, or console can be directly integrated without any loss of quality in picture or sound. For older devices, an optical digital input is also available. Thanks to Bluetooth 5.3, music streams can be played wirelessly and in high quality directly from a smartphone or tablet. The speakers integrated into the Hisense HT SATURN system are technically sophisticated and optimized for an immersive listening experience. Each of the 4 active speakers is designed with an upward-firing speaker, tweeter, and full-range speaker, aiming for precise and balanced sound reproduction. Highs, a spatially convincing sound image regardless of the seating position. In total, 13 precisely tuned speaker units provide a quite impressive dense soundstage. This includes both frontal and lateral and upward-directed sound sources, which together enable a complete immersive 3D experience. The system uses exclusive Hisense audio algorithms to minimize distortion and ensure clear dynamic playback, especially in complex film scenes and action-packed content. This is supported by the Tuned by Devialet tuning, where the French high-end audio house contributes its expertise in sound precision and dynamics. This is particularly noticeable in films, music, or gaming. Content appears more realistic and generally more captivating here. For 3D sound, the integration of Dolby Atmos and DTS:X ensures that the upward-firing speakers create targeted height effects. This creates a sound field that completely involves the viewer, ideal for modern blockbusters and games with spatial sound design. The 6.5-inch subwoofer provides powerful, albeit limited in depth, bass reproduction and generally adds extra dynamics to the setup. Even at low volume, it delivers noticeable bass, ideally tuned for deep impact effects, musical pressure, and an overall captivating audio performance. But more on that later when we discuss the sound impression. The setup of the Hisense HT SATURN is particularly flexible and user-friendly. Thanks to the complete wireless connection of the 4 speakers and the subwoofer to the central control unit, they can be mounted on suitable stands, on a board, or directly on the wall with the included bracket. The initial setup is quite intuitive. After connecting the power cables, all speakers and the subwoofer automatically connect to the hub. The connection to the TV is established. The speakers are already paired with the hub at the factory and are clearly marked. This makes it clear which speaker needs to be placed in which position, for example, front, left, or right. This significantly simplifies the setup process and reduces the effort to a minimum. Plug in, place, done. Additionally, the room-fitting tuning function, in combination with compatible Hisense TV models, allows for automatic calibration and sound optimization to the respective room acoustics, making the system ideally adaptable to different room sizes and setups. The package also includes a quite high-quality remote control with an integrated display, which allows for particularly comfortable control. The display allows you to view and adjust volume, input source, sound modes, and other settings directly. The menu navigation is clearly designed so the system can be operated quickly and intuitively. Additionally, the HDMI CEC connection allows for the control of basic functions, such as volume and mute, via the TV or laser TV remote control. This further increases the ease of use, as you don't necessarily have to switch between multiple remotes. If a current Hisense TV or laser TV is used, all settings can also be conveniently controlled directly via the TV's on-screen menu. The familiar user interface then offers extensive adjustment options, including the selection of different sound modes, as well as the separate regulation of bass, treble, or other sound settings. This makes operation even more seamless and comfortable, as no separate remote or app is needed. The system thus integrates perfectly into the existing TV operating logic. With the innovative Hi-Concert function, the HTSATURN wireless system takes a decisive step further. It integrates the internal speakers of compatible TVs and laser TVs directly into the surround setup for the first time. So much for the system, the technical aspects, and the ease of use. Now let's move on to the sound part. And here too, the Hisense system can positively surprise, especially in tonal use during film operation. Effects are reproduced clearly and precisely. The sound image appears pleasantly immersive and fills the room better than one would expect in this price range. However, the subwoofer audibly reaches its limits in bass-intensive scenes, such as the car chase in the tunnel from Mission Impossible Fallout. Nevertheless, the system offers a well-thought-out and sonically convincing performance. Compared to the built-in speakers of a current laser TV or television, it represents a significant improvement, both in terms of spatiality and detail. The clear and understandable reproduction of dialogues is particularly positive, for example, in quiet, dialogue-heavy scenes like in The Irishman or Oppenheimer. Even with complex soundtracks, speech intelligibility is maintained, and if needed, it can be further enhanced via the internal software. At no point did we feel like we were missing important details or experiencing an unbalanced sound tuning. Of course, the performance should always be considered in the context of the price range and system size. Also, in terms of immersive 3D effect, noticeable for example in the rain and street scene in Blade Runner 2049, it shows how well the Hisense system can depict effects and spaces. While bass could be more powerful, and in certain moments it lacks a bit of volume, the sound dynamics in films are surprisingly convincing. In pure music operation, for example, notice that the main focus is clearly on films, series, and gaming. Fine dynamics, clarity, and group dynamics are decent for music lovers, but not outstandingly pronounced. Nevertheless, the tuning remains coherent overall. The speakers play homogeneously with each other, and the system remains structured even at higher volumes. If you now include the price range, it becomes clear that Hisense offers a remarkably well-tuned system here, which delivers a convincing performance, especially in film sound. The sound tuning, which was created in collaboration with Devialet, is likely to contribute significantly to the positive overall impression. With current Hisense TVs or laser TVs, the system convinces as a strong all-in-one wireless solution that is specifically tuned to the home cinema sector. Especially considering the attractive price range, the extensive range of functions including control via the TV menu and solid sound performance in film operation, Hisense offers a package that covers many wishes without being complicated to set up. For users looking for an uncomplicated, good-sounding extension of their TV or laser TV setup, the Hisense system is a really interesting and recommendable option. And with that, we once again come to the end. We thank all viewers